Okay, we're good. Okay, hello there everybody. This is Mario13 here, and welcome to a game called The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Yes, that is right. This is indeed a Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. But this is no ordinary Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. This is basically the game that, in a way, if it was in chronological order, this would have been the first Phoenix Wright game. But it's not. Because the reason... Howdy there, Ebib. Welcome to the stream. Okay, now then, what was I saying? Oh, yes. This game is based on Phoenix Wright's ancestor. The first Wright that came from Japan. A prequel, exactly, Ebib. Exactly. So we're gonna have a whole lot of fun today. As we'll be having some fun with Phoenix Wright's ancestor. As you can see, as you can hear about the music, it's hype right now. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, can I go back? Okay, select adventure. Okay. New game. Medieval Japan.
After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Who shot who?
The turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Uh-oh. Adventure of the Great Departure. 22nd of November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judiciary, Defendant Chambers 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. How can it be just that beyond the doors of that quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruto. So as you can see, that this is indeed Phoenix Wright's ancestor. In the Japanese version of Phoenix Wright's name was Naruto Ryuji. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yumi University. 3 days ago, I found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. I would definitely love to have a headband like that. I would definitely love to have a headband like that, randomly swaying in the air. I would definitely love to have that. No matter where I go, no matter where I am on the inside, my headband will always sway in the wind. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes. And until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Headband with a built-in electric fan. That is fudging right, Ep. Man, even the Japanese back then were that advanced. Okay. So this guy is basically saying is that he is innocent until proven guilty. Technicalities, look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. A lawyer with a katana is definitely a friend. Would be awesome to would be able to defend me in court. Now that's not gonna be looking for. If I were to get sued by someone, I'm gonna make sure that I would have a lawyer who has a katana. So I know how hard they will fight for me in the courtroom. Okay, yeah, I still seem to know better than you on how a court officer should behave. Right? Ryunosuke? Oh, Ryunosuke. Yes, of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this, I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. I thought I must say, you've been all over the newspapers for the past few days. Yumi University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? No, of course not. You have to believe me, I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high. You mean? I believe you. I know you're innocent. Ryunosuke. Kasumi Azuki, my best friend, and also his second year of Yumi University. He is far more clever than I am. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. So basically, he's a second year university student, but he has the credentials to be a lawyer. Okay. That's one smart person. I would definitely love to have this guy as my lawyer. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same 3 days ago. I'm proud to have you like a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're gonna study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in this university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's a mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Oh, that's too much information, man. A mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Yeah, I want to change. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I had to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. Yeah, I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. So Her Majesty Queen Victoria. Okay. It's not even that simple. Now look at the time. I better get going. Right, I'll see you. I'll stay and enjoy this place a little while longer. Good idea, after all, it's not everything you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. It was straight after that, that's when it happened. Asoki, may I have a word? Oh, she's cute. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now, Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chamber. To His Excellency's chamber? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about the procedures on today's trial. Today, as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I have seen him in university before. Well, see, I'll go at once then. Oh, she's cute. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. This is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruto. I believe? Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic science at Yumi University. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard the name of Kasuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kasuma studying abroad. Asuki has told me about you. You and he are best friends, understand? Yeah. And as such, I feel you should know. As well as you heard, that Asuki has been granted permission to go study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked. Never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He agreed to defend me knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered. I don't understand, why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas study. It is difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it, I swear, I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry, what do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest to do anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. And when that happens, you must answer before anyone else. And you must say, I do. Okay, so basically, if the judge asks, excuse me, but can you please go down to the grocery store? There's some oranges on sale, and I'm in the middle of a court trial. Can you please go ahead and get me some? Okay, I will do so. Excuse me, I have a girlfriend. Could you please take her out? I do. Okay, so he doesn't even know the question. He must say, I do. What will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Okay, so it's that question. Of course not. Defend it! Court is about to proceed to the courtroom at once. It was seen that our separatist discussions are cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, the final decision is yours. What? Ugh. Okay, so we're gonna go in there without a lawyer. So basically, we're possibly gonna have to defend ourselves. That's why the sneaky B-word stuff. Okay. The sneaky B-word stuff of having the judge to go in there, get Kazuma to say, fudge your court trial. You're not gonna be a defense lawyer to this trial. This is before the times of having public defendants. If a person cannot afford a lawyer, then a public defendant will be there. Okay, hopefully this place has public defendants. Well, I mean, there's no point in advocating for the likes of you anyway. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dreams of studying abroad are over, and what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, with absolutely no idea what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. In my one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial would decide my destiny. Oh, jeez. Okay, the sneaky, underhanded B-word stuff. Okay? So this is the courtroom. The Supreme Court Judiciary. The Supreme... I'm just gonna call it the Supreme Court of Judiciary. Or the Supreme Judiciary... The Supreme Judiciary... Man, I can't say that word. Let's just call it the Supreme Court of the U.S. In our way. So this is the Supreme Court of Japan. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. A lot of military and other uniforms are in there. They were possibly ordered to say guilty. Those are the jury, and they're possibly practically ordered to say guilty. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend? But why? It'll become clear in time, but for now, you need to concentrate, Rihanna Nosuke. It's about to begin. Oh. It's him! Oh, darn it, I missed my screenshot. Okay. And as is defense. Before we begin, there is one point I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. Okay. What is it now, Judge? That's correct, I made the request myself. The law procedure for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to the trial. In this is unusual circumstances, I am obliged to ask the final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant? Oh! 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 You have got to be fucking kidding me! Okay, you have got to be fucking kidding me. Okay. Okay. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer this quickly. What should I do? I do! What? Your Excellency, no confirmation needed. As I am standing here beside the defendant.
Yes!
What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I am thinking, I'll be defending myself! You'll be... What?! Okay! What are you playing at me, Nosuki? Professor Mikota told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said your dreams of studying abroad will be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. No, it's not that, really. It's just that... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear the reason that you... Yes? I knew that's how you feel, which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Daryl's Brooks style! Very well. The court recognizes the defendant decided to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well, does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really? Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent that he's confident he can speak for himself. Is that so, Naruto-san? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I am not confident at all. Man, so many screenshots. In fact, my mind's completely blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, for a mere university student to be brought here before the Supreme Court, you must be prepared for the most heinous crime indeed. Okay, as you do not aware that this Supreme Court, the Supreme Court of Japan, accordingly to the highest standards of conduct, are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, defendant? Naruto. Yes, Your Excellency. And so therefore my duty is to assess your competence. Okay, I think we're going to want to save it here. Yeah, let's go ahead and save the game. There you go, for just in case something happens. There you go. Okay. Oh yeah, my competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So let's... Okay, wait a minute. Let's start with a very simple question. Yes? Kindly state the court the name of... Okay, there we go. Okay, well, that's easy enough. I heard his name more than a few times than I care to remember. But, wait, uh-oh. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Let me guess, your mind's gone blank. Yeah, you know me so well. All the relevant information for the case can be found in the court record. But I cannot even find that. It's simple. Just access a court record with the press of E. Okay. I guess you gotta press E for court record. Okay. If you ever find yourself forgotten anything, just consult that and it's all there. Oh yeah, I just got... Okay. And now I'm gonna be saving quite a bit. Okay. Daryl Brooks style. Yes. Okay. You press E for the court record. Okay, list of evidence you collected with E. Okay, how do I switch it to people? Oh, do I click? Oh, people. Okay. You'll find the details about the victims here. Okay, about the victim. Press C when you want to go back. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep this excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Okay. Okay, court record. Find the victim in people section of the court record. And press E to present it. This one. John H. Wilson. The victim of the case, he was visiting the university. He was visiting the professor of medicine at UME University for the British Empire. So, it is definitely him.
Yes.
The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Huh? Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was visiting the professor from England, invited to UME University 3 years ago. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such a profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you all are aware, we just signed a new treaty together for lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite the delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled in our soil. You two are both undergraduates of the Imperial University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education, having no honor. I didn't do it. The case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies and other sides of the world. Therefore, the court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution for this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. it's like that, huh? You didn't do the crime. And now, since it seems that they don't want to upset anyone, any of their allies in the world, they're not gonna use, you're gonna use this guy as a scapegoat. So, possibly innocent or not, they're just trying to make us guilty by using us as a convenient scapegoat. Ugh. And even the penalty of murder is death in medieval times. Oh jeez, okay. That is why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. Okay. Alright. So now we're convenient scapegoats. And they're gonna try to get us to have a guilty verdict as quickly as possible. Okay. Because the victim was an Englishman. Okay, so basically... it would be similar to if a high profile, let's just say a diplomat from another country decides to come on over here to the US, and the diplomat may have accidentally committed a crime. Maybe did commit a crime, or maybe accidentally committed a crime. But knowing they would have to face trial here in the US because they broke US law. But in this case, it's basically they just want a conviction. And they couldn't exactly bring the diplomat to court because it would upset the people who represents that country. Oh, that is so stupid. If you commit a crime, if anyone, high-ranking or not, commits a crime in another country, then yeah, it is the right by their country, to that country, to send that person to trial. Yeah, I thought Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference from here. Yeah. Just because the person was a high-ranking British professor. Okay. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better keep going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea, after all, it's not everything you get to visit a high-class restaurant. See you then again, partner. The British Empire. Well, it's incredible to think. Wait. Uh-oh. That must be the guy over there. I've seen that man in the university. I'm sure he visited a professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go ahead and say hello. So I went on over to the professor's table. I introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. And then bam! Okay. Okay. Yes, Your Excellency? How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the cause of death. The cause of death, that'll be the autopsy report. Well, obviously that was in an autopsy report. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed by evidence. But evidence? But how? Find a piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Okay, which is basically this, the autopsy report.
Yes.
Well, according to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhage, death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's a post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. The post-mortem report, basically the autopsy report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer is merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. So basically contaminating the crime scene. Because they don't understand what is inside a human body. What the organ does. Basically, I can only suspect. Okay, this is called a photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly discern from the scorch marks around the bullet hole by the powder explosion. In other words, we would assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the court record. The photographic print of the victim has been placed and entered the court record. Okay, if that's a photographic print, then, well, there's something I've never seen before. Clearly, it's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Okay. Okay, now we're about to get to the trial. Okay. Certainly, Your Excellency. Without further ado, I would like to apprise the court with the facts of this case. The prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there to see the crime when it happened. And then this is it, then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotoba? Clearly, you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean I can still act as your assistant. Ah, okay, act as an assistant. Okay. When he is speaking with me, he simply said, Kasuma Azuyogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kasuma. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. If only you're rein in that crazy headband, control the cold stairs first. Okay. Alright, first witness. Okay, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am a head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Ahem. Are you alright? You seem to be coughing up some blood. It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Oh, it should. Coughing up blood is not a good thing. Well, it really should. Everyone knows that Capital South Eastern Quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It has become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels and accommodate overseas guests. This is a grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, and Aldesinio Eatery 3 days ago. Understood. Hosanaga, would you kindly tell the court everything you heard about the incident? At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer. Oh, we can do objections. Okay. Let's save it from here. Because I might mess up my first objection. Oh, perspiring? Maybe aspiring. It was after 2 p.m. Okay, so after 2 p.m. Okay. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits within my memory too. There was hardly anyone in that place. When I was in the kitchen, putting away the crockery and the cutlery. No! A gunshot rang out, and so I hurried to the dining area to see what happened. I found a victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. Standing immediately beside him, a gun in hand, was the accused university student. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him. You contaminated the crime scene, you motherfucker. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report. What he saw, you amateur. The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized. The defendant Naruto. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. For now, we must quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm, at one point, Your Honor, standing beside, with a gun in his hand, the same man we see here in the court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but these Englishman and a university student. Wait, what did he just say? Oh, yeah, an objection. Oops. There was no one else around at that table. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? That's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjection. Oh! Okay, G. Okay, I saved it. Fudge it, I'm interjecting. Fudge him. Now, just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I am sure of it. There was a lady with him at the same table. Dear me, what are you going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused is this mere student is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken, but perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. Ahem. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant of that day. That was our first objection. That was awesome. Please have a look if you like to. Let me see. The sketch of the establishment layout by yourself, I presume? That's right, I'm afraid. I used back of my business card, the turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Give me a sec, it's a little dark in my room. There we go. Okay, well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan over to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly has shaken him. The waiter's business card has been entered into the court record. So, the court has now heard the basis of the case. At the moment of the gunshot we heard at the restaurant, only the person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem that we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court was willing to look merciful on you. There you go. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I call this waiter an unsworn witness in order to explain the details in the case of court. But I must warn the defense if you're determined to pursue matters further in this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witness who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. It would seem sensible to plead guilty at this stage, hoping for a more lenient sentence. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual. These peculiarities. You said it yourself, and Mr. said it, and so the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. But we're gonna push it. We're gonna push the envelope so hard that it's gonna feel like sticking things up people's butts. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Inosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Honor. The prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witness. Then we will see how decisive the evidence really is. Okay. Indeed. The prosecutor, please continue with your proceedings. Well, you have been warned. The young can be so reckless. They may not call me saint. Many call me a saint, but I can be a devil if I want to be. A few short moments from now, that dumbstruck youth mouth of yours will be silenced forever. The prosecution calls upon its next witness. Very well, officer. Bring forth the witness at once. Decisive! Kindly state your names and occupations to the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nipton Imperial Army Sergeant Utsuya Nosa, reporting for duty, sir. I myself, a fine employee as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity, and for instance of our nation, Nippon. I conduct trade from Raisei, a humble premise in the 2nd district of Kiryu at your service. An antique dealer and a soldier, what an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diner's other table. At the other table the waiter mentioned. I myself usually take tea in a most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post noon. And also frequently interested parties regarding curios, which I make my business. I can't understand a word that this old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnaval. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnaval because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Okay, gotta save it here. Okay. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy was seen attacking the foreigner. The foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was black uniformed rogue infantrymen over there who unloaded the firearm, sir. This man is impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. So this is decisive evidence was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Well, if I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. The court will hear your formal testimony, please. Will you state everything you saw at the precise moment of the incident occurred? Yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Savory memories of the most Arabic afternoon. Witness testimony. Okay, what the witness saw. Sorry for saving quite a bit, it is just, I wasn't sure when I'm gonna be doing an objection and stuff. Okay. And also, I haven't played a Phoenix Wright game in I don't know how long. Okay, myself, I was extolling the virtues of a peculiarly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At the precise moment, the firearm was discharged, and I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on an English civilian and from the back. Wait a minute, from the back? Oh, from the back! From the back! Oh, I got you now, you mother fudger! Okay, I got him now. Let me go ahead and save it. Oh, I seriously got that mother fudger now. Okay. Yeah, I got it from the back. The picture showed at the front. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Well, so Sergeant Nosa actually witnessed the event at a vital moment. He saw the split second when the defendant fired a weapon from the victim. Yes, affirmative. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. The times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in a broad light of day. That's ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is this really true? In this game? All I did was pick up the gun, and then I saw it lying on the floor. Okay, I went back to my table and sat and drank some coffee. Okay, I got up and I'm gonna leave the restaurant. And when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair was the professor sitting. Okay. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down and I was picking it up. Well, if that's the truth, then there was obviously a criminal at the scene somewhere. And somewhere these two witnesses' testimony, there's a clue as to what the criminal was. There is. Being this game, you must exercise your right to cross-examine your witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt. The testimony of these witnesses, oh, trust me, I will fudge them up. The defense are clearly guilty. They trying to bring the despicable student to justice. Certainly, testimony this court has heard it eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict.
Yes!
What an emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean the defense. Demands the right to a cross-examination. Oh yeah. Dear me, let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next to you told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh. How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination? The asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whatever or not you think he's capable, it's irrelevant. Kasuma is so commanding. Okay, very well. Okay. So now this is my cross-examination. Okay. First cross-examination. Let the defense conduct the cross-examination of the witness. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, right in this game. I don't even know what I have to do in order for the cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statement. How? You didn't fire a gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. Yes, but in just a case of proving it, and the key to doing it is at the evidence. Right, the evidence. All you need to do is to present some decisive, indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's get into this game. Okay, we're actually gonna go ahead and fudge this guy up. Okay. Right then. It's all or nothing. Okay. Alright, cross-examination. Okay. Okay, I was suggesting regulation beefsteak at the restaurant. We'll have a tactical discussion with the old man. I myself is extolling the virtues of the golden curio to the military gentleman. At the precise moment the firearm was discharged at the enemy's actions with my own eyes. Yes! Okay. Alright. Present the evidence. Present the evidence of the photo. Know that he was shot from the freaking front. You mother fudger. Take this, you mother fudger.
Yes!
What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination thrusting upon some photographic print in my mustache? Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's clearly an inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of his mouth. I think this proves beyond Your Excellency that there is no place for amateur student here in the courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely that doesn't require an explanation. It could be even more plain. To spell it out, it would be an insult to the court. What? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at this photographic print presented by the defense that there is a clear discrepancy with the sergeant's statement. Man, this is awesome! Sergeant Inosa. Yes, sir? What is it? The statement you just made was this. The black uniform harassed Fire City cadet fired on an English civilian and from the back. The cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because? Take a closer look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet to the chest. Ah. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is obviously a discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Does he have a kid in the back? What the fudge? Subject matter, jurisdiction, exactly. What? What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly there's a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Holy crap, okay. Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard a firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious La Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Leonosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. That's absurd. I think at the conclusion we must draw a simple There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Oh man. Nice, you got an achievement on inconsistencies here. There has been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial, just from that one discrepancy. So this is what it means to be an ace attorney, it's all about. But I definitely saw him. The university cadet over there pointed a firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
He had it on the floor. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, did you see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot intersected me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor. Sorry. What were you doing? Oh, jeez, okay. Hunting for treasure. Treasure? Indeed, the hero era Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion, when I visited that restaurant, it is my aptitude to place in my bosom pocket, which basically means back pocket, a particular trinket of interest in my shop, in the hopes of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I preferred my hobby treasure. I believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not. But I was presented with an alternative. And then, after averting my eyes from the briefest of moments, there was no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished. Hunting around under the table, I was encased and may have fallen there. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did. For it was not concerned about my absconded hobby treasure. Nothing could distract me. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. The lamentable day, the precious hobby Kaban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. He stole the coin, okay. As I am sure everyone at the President is aware, the case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard is inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, it would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ayuchi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but we will find the wolf at the back. My witness has further testimony to make. Subject matter jurisdiction. Okay, there's only one person who could possibly have committed a despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant. He calls me to the stand. He called us to the stand. Okay. He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well, the court invites the witness to testify again. So now we're testifying ourselves. Oh, goody. Okay, you will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as a Corinthian glass, Your Honor. Yes, sir, at once. Awaiting the signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there is something or someone peeking out from over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Mendoza family rises up to the ranks. Sir, I do. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeants being too strapped to afford a nanny. DDO's attention. Your father's about as cruel as the enemy. Such an awesome screenshot. Okay, witness testimony again. Okay, the true culprit. Even if I saw it wasn't the precise moment of the firearm discharge, it was almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at a foreign man, he was at the young man laid back. That as much as I did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel at present. Indeed, alone was the Englishman during the diner all by himself. And therefore, no one other than the black cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. Okay. Their testimonies are certain. Wait, that's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman, a young woman at his table. He must have seen her. Everyone must have seen her. If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond a reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has a photographic evidence of the case. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime council? Wait a minute, he said something about a steak. Yeah, indeed, the table decided to take an investigator immediately after the incident. As you can plainly see, there is only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. However, this does not make any sense. This court will add a new photographic evidence. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered into the court record. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that no one else saw that woman. The waiter before he said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear I saw a woman with him. They'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. That's what has been heard. There's no further doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think I will have contributed amnesty to great empires is an honor. Okay. The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now's your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kasuma. The defense is entitled to a cross-examination of the witness, but make it quick. Okay. Cross-examination. Okay, another cross-examination. Okay. Even if I saw the precise moment of the firearm, it's almost the same thing. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man. Was that young lad in black? I'd see it for myself. Furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that there was only one person present. Wait a minute, I think we got evidence to support that was not the case. Okay, E to G. Okay. Okay, E to present. Furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that there was only one personnel present. Wait a minute, there's only... Okay! The picture showed no one. The picture showed no one, and he said furthermore, a visual search of the premise at the time confirmed that there was only one personnel present. Fudge him up, man! Luckily I saved it beforehand. Present this.
Yes.
The statement is clearly odd. Dang it! The way you're presenting yourself. Oh, fudge! Okay. Okay, luckily I saved it beforehand. Press for questioning. You must have noticed something else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As I may have pains to point out, time and time again, I'm feeling so callous in my ears. Yet, no one appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there was been more people dining at the time, that someone could have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already been past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner at any restaurant. I know, of course, the place was almost empty. It is what you expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here or there in terms of time to eat. If there's a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, why was he alone? Yes, Your Excellency, there is indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What was it, Counsel? A medical report card, Your Excellency. It would appear that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. The Hana Clinic, yes. There was indeed, it appeared to be an entry in the data question. 19th of November, noon past 1. Oh, the everyday incident. So the victim went to the lunch following his appointment. That explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no more to submit this evidence as before hearing the case. I wonder. What did you think, Ryunosuke? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request it to be entered into the court record if you think it would be useful. Should I ask Dr. Wilson's medical report card to be submitted? Ask it to be submitted.
Yes.
If I may, I'd like to ask that the medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous. And not to mention, the victim's movements prior to his arrival are no concern. Whatever or not they are of concern, it is up to us to decide we have the right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well, the court will grant the defense request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights